Yep, still suck at Tekken.
Get ready for the next battle.
Holding the record for the longest running video game storyline, the King of Iron Fist tournament just hit its 30th anniversary following the release of Tekken 8. Tekken is a series that has always been about its community and competitive scene with its tournaments and very skilled players. Harada, the director and previous voice actor of the series, is an absolute legend in the gaming community.
Hey Harada, any chance we'll get Tifa in Tekken 8?
Don't ask me for
8 years after Tekken 7 on January 26, 2024, fighting game fanatics were given the old as Tekken 8 was born. I am not a competitive player. Clearly. Like, I'll see people comment 1-2-1 or 3-2-1-1-2, and I genuinely don't know what that means. But I absolutely love Tekken, being first introduced to the series with Tekken 3. Like, I love everything about the weird, messed up lore with the Mishima family, the characters, the music, just everything about Tekken is just so much fun to me. And so today, I want to take us on the wild ride that is Tekken 8. So how do you play Tekken 8? It's a fighting game. You punch and you kick. Like, it's pretty simple. Oh yeah, I forget you can do that. When you first boot up Tekken 8, you can tell immediately how much passion is put into this game compared to the limited time and budget they had for Tekken 7. The fact we can now just stare at the majesty that is Kazuya Mishima's chiseled demon body. Money well spent, Bandai. The game starts strong with a base roster of 32 characters, most returning faces, all with their own unique culture and fighting styles for you to choose from. It's always fun to see the different interactions between the characters. Lars and Jin are my favorite ones. But if you aren't playing Reina, Victor, or Dragunov online, you already lost and you wasted $70. Speaking of the roster, it's really different from the Tekken 7 lineup. I wonder what happened.
Get out! Get out! Get out!
In Tekken 1, it was all about playing defensively. You were actively punished for going full Leroy Jenkins. However, Tekken 8 gave us Ooga Booga Goblins the freedom to be more aggressive with the heat system, allowing players to do more devastating combos. The raid system comes back to give us normies something to rely way too much on. My favorite thing about Tekken 8 is how there's a lot more offline features compared to Tekken 7. Like, they do so much more for beginner players to get better at the game with the ghosts and replays. With replays, not only can you be reminded of how much you suck, but the game also takes the time to show you what you could have done in certain scenarios and lets you practice those moves. Super Ghost Battle is essentially practice mode, but better. You fight the computer who learns your patterns, so the goal is to become better than your previous self. Ladies and gentlemen, Tekken Ball is back. If they give us Tekken Force as DLC, immediate game of the year, no contest. We also have character customization. While not nearly as cursed as Street Fighter 6 or as detailed as Baldur's Gate 3, the game allows you to make some really unique designs and take awesome photos. In terms of gameplay and just all the features that Tekken 8 offers right out the gate, I'm having a great time with this series. Like, I absolutely love the fact that this game advertises a more aggressive style of fighting. As a franchise, Tekken is a game first and a story second. We can all agree on that. But it's a good thing that Tekken 8's campaign mode is probably the best in the series.
Heihachi Mishima is dead.
Okay, this time for real, Harada confirmed it.
Completely dead.
6 months after the events of Tekken 7, our voided sad boy Jin Kazama rushes towards Kazuya Mishima to finally end this civil war between families. We're only 2 minutes in and we're already fighting the final boss. People weren't joking that Tekken games are short. Now, for everyone who's not a Jin main, you're given the option to use Special Style, which basically lets you do crazy combos with simple button commands, and the occasional QTE to either dodge or attack. After the 3-phase boss battle, Jin loses control of his devil gene and goes berserk, but he's taken out very quickly by the superior demon Kazuya, who, after destroying multiple satellites, killing hundreds of people, and declaring to the world that he alone has that dog in him, Kazuya announces Tekken 8, and the winner will control the Mishima Zaibatsu.
ここに俺は The King of Iron Fist.
I mean, I'm not really doing anything for a couple hours. Could be fun. You can socialize anyway.
I don't know what's worse. The fact that the Mishima family just always holds these tournaments like every few months to solve their problems, or the people that constantly go to these events knowing full well they're being held by the same 2 or 3 douchebags. A week later, Jin and Lars do some light sparring. How is any of this light or sparring? Lee steps in to confirm the undeniable truth. Jin's powers have weakened and he's lost the use of the devil gene. Before he can face Kazuya, Jin enters the tournament in hopes of getting his powers back. Nearing the end of the Asian B-Block tournament, Jin meets up with the new Dami Mami Reina, a simple girl who loves martial arts and has no ulterior motives whatsoever with the Mishima family. Remember, Kings, any girl that looks like this or fights like that is legally allowed to ruin our lives. Our equal rights, equal fights advocate, Jin Kazama, manages to beat Reina, but he notices that she has a similar fighting style to Heihachi Mishima. This would just be very on brand of Tekken if Reina was literally Heihachi putting himself in the body of a cute anime girl. Hwoarang misses his boo thing and immediately starts the final bout. During their battle, Jin does manage to regain his fighting spirit and the powers of the devil gene. He wins and goes on to the finals. Are all K-dramas like this? Over at Claudio's mansion, 3 people who all speak completely different languages talk about the plan to stop Kazuya from destroying the world. I feel like Tekken and Duolingo would just be the perfect collaboration, cause I want to live in Tekken solely so I could understand everyone regardless of what language they speak. Back at Yggdrasil headquarters, the rebel team meet up with Leo's father, Professor Klein, who's been doing extensive research on the devil gene and G-Corp. The professor says how Yggdrasil, the source of the devil gene, gives users a fraction of its power when they have a strong emotional desire. So if Jin wants to beat Kazuya, he's gonna need to— Why are you here?
Jin, what the hell are we doing? We can't just be letting any random person into our secret organization. Also, do you not see the look in her face? She's 100% evil.
And so begins the finals in Italy. The winner of this tournament will face Kazuya for the chance to own the Mishima Zaibatsu. I love this part of the game because you're able to choose which of the 2 fighters you want to play as, and we have the legendary Lene Hard doing the announcing. In this chapter, I played King, Paul, Dragnov, Yoshimitsu, and Lily. Of course, in the last match against Leroy, you have to play as Jin. The different groups gather around the arena. Victor works with Lars to prepare a surprise attack on Kazuya. Meanwhile, Zhao Yu, Panda, Claudio, and Zafina get ready to— Never mind, Zafina is dead. Kazuya takes Zafina and unleashes the demon locked away inside her soul, the source of the devil gene, Azazel the Rectifier. At first, Azazel thanks Kazuya and plans to make him a loyal servant, but Kazuya says, "Stand proud, Azazel, you are strong," and defeats the demon in a surprisingly easy fight. Absorbing the power, Kazuya has now become the true devil, Kazuya. I love how this fight is basically just Kazuya proving he's the real antagonist of this series. Also, fuck Azazel in Tekken 6, like, that fight is really hard. Zafina tells Jin that if he wants to defeat Kazuya, he needs to return to the place of origin where his hatred began, Yakushima, where Ogre killed Jun. Jin, Zhao Yu, Panda, and the useless Asuka take Lily's private jet to Yakushima, while the rest of the squad holds off True Devil Kazuya as much as they can. Despite everyone being powerful warriors in their own right, they stand no chance against this demonic force. Wanna know who apparently does? Yup, it's Reina! Why is this random punk rock schoolgirl able to square up with a literal world-ending demon and clap his crystal cheeks? I both love and hate anime for shit like this. Kazuya locks in and takes down Reina, but that gave Claudio just enough time to gather all the power he needs to take down this demon once and for all. Well, I mean, they could just... Never mind. Jin and Zhao Yu walk towards Yakushima and talk about their dreams. Zhao Yu hopes to one day build an amusement park to bring joy to everyone in the world. Meanwhile, Jin just wants to... Two very different goals. At the Holy Ground, Jin mentions how this is where he trained with his mom and just enjoy each other's company. Zhao Yu offers to spar in hopes Jin will return to the way he once was. I'm not sure Jin knows what sparring means. I don't understand why Zhao Yu still loves Jin. Like, this man literally started World War III. Like, what could you possibly see in him? He's just tall, jacked, and depressed. Oh. Actually, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. After their bout, Jin begins to hear a lullaby that sounds a lot like the song his mother used to sing. He heads inside the cave and starts to see weird visions. While Jin takes a nap, Zhao Yu is ambushed by Jack Sevens. Oh man! It's too bad nobody else is able to help in this situation. Right, Panda? And so it begins, the final battle for the fate of the world. Leading the charge is my sweet summer child, Lars Alexanderson. Joining him are the different fighters from the tournament. I don't know why seeing King on a motorcycle is so cursed to me, and again, why is Reina here? For everyone who's upset that Tekken Force wasn't in the game, here you go. Starting with Lars, like the good old days of Tekken 6's campaign, you're taken into a beat-em-up Dynasty Warriors style minigame, where you play as the different characters and pummel the enemies.
Okay, the robot killer waifu and the dark arts ninja master, I understand. But how is an entire army losing to a boxer and a luchador? Like, we have guns, it shouldn't be this hard!
Leah runs into the caffeine queen, Azucena Ortiz. Azucena joined Kazuya's side solely because they provide a better brand deal for her coffee. Get that bag, sis. This war is sponsored by Ortiz Farms. Ortiz Farms. Enjoy the inevitable death of humanity with a rich farm-grown caffeinated kick. Order now and get the new rose tea and coffee blend for half price. Alpaca approved. Next up, Paul fights his good pal Law. Why did Law join the side of evil? Well, it's because homie owes him money. If there's one thing you need to know about Law, it's that.
I hate rich people!
After Leroy, Elisa, and Reina win their fights, True Devil Kazuya makes his appearance and starts blasting. Either Reina thinks she's the main character or someone desperately needs therapy as she attempts to tank the blast.
Alright, good job everybody. Keep up the great work. At this rate, we'll win this war for sure. Reina, status report. How are things on your end? Reina? Reina? Now that I think about it, was anybody else getting like major Heihachi vibes from her? Right?
Jin finds himself inside of a nightmare. Mocking him in the darkness is Jin's alter ego, Devil Jin, who tells Jin to join the dark side and let the devil take control. During the fight, Jin learns that the devil within has only been trying to help and teach him that he needs to accept the horrible atrocities he's committed. Which again, starting World War III is pretty fucked up. Right, Miguel? After the battle, the devil looks at Jin and asks what it is he most desires. Jin looks into his hand while Animal I Have Become plays in his head. Thinking back to everyone who's on his side, Jin says he desires to protect the people most important to him and asks for the devil's help. And so now Jin is ready to beat Kazuya. Right before this game makes me never want to play Tekken ever again, Jin saves Lars and faces off against Kazuya for the last time. Now here's the thing. We constantly joke about how in JRPGs, the final boss has like 7 forms you have to defeat in a single sitting. In Tekken 8, it's like double that. After the first 2 bouts, True Devil Kazuya throws a spirit bomb that's too much for Jin to handle. He gets a vision of his mom, who helps further purify the devil in his heart by reminding Jin for the purpose of the Kazuma fighting style, to help and protect those who are precious to you, including oneself. And with that lesson, Devil Jin has now become Angel Jin. This is anime as hell, and I love everything about it. Jin and Kazuya use everything in their arsenal to kill one another. They go all out to the point that the very powers they wield vanish as they plummet back to the earth. With the Devil Gene no more, Kazuya and Jin are now just 2 ordinary, depressed, but very angry walls of muscle. They stare each other down, knowing that only one of them is walking away. During the battle, Jin uses every fighting style at his disposal. His karate style since Tekken 4, his old Mishima style from Tekken 3, and the Kazuma fighting style his mom taught him. This fight may be long as hell, but it isn't boring for a single second. The fight ends with one last duel exchange. After a few seconds, the winner is clear. Jin Kazama has defeated his father and overcome the Devil Gene. And after playing footsies with Hua Rong, he reunites with Zhao Yu and they ride into the sunset. The end. Alright, we'll see you in Tekken 9. Character episodes are what-if scenarios that explains what would happen if each character won the tournament. The narrator explains the goal of the character, and after you go through 5 battles, you get a unique ending for that character. When Jin wins, his mom makes him eat an entire bowl of peas. You want big muscles? Eat your peas, kids. Zhao Yu celebrates the grand opening of her amusement park with the goal of achieving world peace, and she finally confesses her feelings to the guy who started World War III. Never forget. Kazuya is interviewed about his goals and hobbies. While he may be an evil demonic ruler who only cares about strength, he absolutely loves his girl, but not as much as he loves the shoot game. Stay ballin', Kazuya. Now let's talk about Arcade Quest. Essentially, it's a small story mode where Tekken is this huge global phenomenon bigger than the Super Bowl. You create your own character who's on a quest with his garbage AI friends to become the best player in the world. Throughout the mode, you're given tips and tutorials. You traverse different locations and battle all kinds of CPUs. Arcade Quest is just a fun little mode that adds a lot more accessibility for casual and new fans to learn how to play the game. So I'm just really happy that, again, that Tekken 8 just adds a lot more things for you to do compared to Tekken 7. And that's all I have to say about Tekken 8. I just really hope it doesn't take another 8+ years for the next game, Tekken 9, to come out, because I really want to know what's going to happen next in the story. Again, I'm not a competitive player whatsoever, but I had an absolute blast with Tekken 8, and I can easily see myself playing this casually every once in a while for fun and all that stuff. And I'm really looking forward to seeing all the new characters they're going to add in the Season 1 pass.